You know, Mr. Wade, we getting so caught up on how to find a grave that I'm looking all this time and I'm in a whole wrong area. I'm supposed to be in the northeast. I'm over here in the southeast. Remember the prior video, that's where I found Miss Baxter. I'm looking for Miss Perla, last name Slauson. I'm looking for her. Wow. Whoo, stay tuned. Now we're on to another story over here at Old City Cemetery. This is on Miss Pearl Grace Lawson or Slauson. I'm gonna put her name up here because Mr. Wade's bad with names. So her story lies is this, if I can find her actual headstone. Her story lies is this. She was a wife. She married someone of 3 weeks. Not 4 weeks, not 2 weeks, 3 weeks. So she married somebody for 3 weeks. What happened was she was trying to light a furnace. Now, back then they used kerosene. Now she used some kerosene and a fire broke out. Big flames broke out. So she tried to actually put the flames out. Now the flames got so bad that the nearby neighbors saw it. So a gentleman ran over to assist and he told the other neighbors to go ahead and call the physician. Back then, they didn't have no 911, all that stuff that we got now. So the other person was called a physician. The other guy came over to help her. Now, what happened was they end up dissipating the flames, got the flames out, got the clothes on her that was caught on fire put out as well. Now, once everything was done, the clothes were put out. The clothes were all melted, and so was her skin. So she actually died, of course. I don't know how much later, but she died from that actual accident. Kerosene, it blew up and they caught her and everything like that. An unfortunate story on Miss Pearl. Now we're looking for a headstone right now. And also the home, of course, burnt down. The home is done. So this is back in the day. So we're looking for Miss Pearl. Now hopefully Mr. Wade can find this. All right, stay tuned. Me and Mrs. Crime have been out here quite some time, at least a good 5 videos. If you recall, one of the biggest ones was the one we had the guy that had the first hanging in Washington State. The guy that robbed somebody and he ended up being the first hanging in the institutional wide in the state of Washington. The first ever. But now we're going to the northeast over here. This is where I should find Miss Ayers. Stay tuned. Bye. So here we are at Miss Pearl Grace Ayers, born October 20th, 1887, died July 28th, 1906. Gone in heaven, gone in her young years, ere sorrow could stain. I cannot read that, but that's an inscription, engraving on Miss Ayers' headstone. So yes, she was lighting a stove and she used too much kerosene. It caught fire and she ended up catching fire herself in the house, and neighbors came by to help put it out and they tried to contact the physician. Fortunately, they got the fire out. The house burned down, but unfortunately, all her clothing was actually charred up and melted, as so was her skin. So she actually died from that kerosene fire. Wow. And she just got married 3 weeks prior to that. hope you guys enjoyed the unfortunate story of Miss Ayers. A lot more coming from Tombstone Whispers. I'm Mr. Wade and Mrs. Crime. Until then, we bring it